Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my July TBR. So if you guys were following along with my last video, I announced a readathon that I'm going to be taking part in as well as co-hosting. And so that is the Hunger Games readathon, and so now I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to be reading for the month of July for that readathon. So I haven't been reading as many books as I've wanted to lately, and I know that realistically I can hit a certain amount in the month of July, and so I'm going to aim for 4 books. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm going to try and aim for that, and if I complete those 4 books, then I will add more onto my TBR so I can get more points for my team. But knowing how fast I've been reading books lately, I feel like that's probably the best I'm going to be able to do. So wish me luck because I'm trying to do better and hopefully I can complete those at least. And then from there, I can add some more points to my team, but we'll see. We'll see how I do. I did, however, decide to pair each book up with a prompt. So I'm not just reading for the page count number, I'm also reading for the additional prompt points. So that will help a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to try my best to succeed with all of these. So anyways, I will just dive right into which ones I'm doing and tell you about them. So the first prompt I chose to do is District 3. I'm not even on District 3's team. I think I'm going to join District 7 because that's Rue's district and I love Rue. Rue's amazing. And so I'm going to do District 3's prompt, which is to read a sci-fi book. This will get me 50 extra points if I complete it, and that book is Exit Strategy. This is the next book in Martha Wells' Murderbot Diaries that I need to read. I've read the first 3 books, I believe, and this is the 4th one. So I'm hoping to read this one. It's also a novella, so it's not like a huge page count, but I'll be getting extra points with it by doing the prompt. So that'll help a little bit. And I've also been meaning to read these more because I want to get to like the latest one since I did just actually it's right here since I did just get this new release by Tor. So yeah, I want to catch up so I can read this one. So I'll read this one, and if I complete the other books, because this is only a novella, then maybe I'll add the next one in this series onto my TBR as well, because then I could do more Murderbot books. So we'll see. But I'm really excited to dive back into it. I love Murderbot. They are such a fun character. They're so just like relatable, which is weird because they're a robot, but they really are relatable. And I just love their introverted self, and I'm really excited to dive back into the mind of Murderbot. So I will definitely be getting to this one in July. Then I will be taking a prompt from the arena, which is find some supplies. And so this is to read a book with a weapon on the cover. So I will be reading A Land Without Wolves. This is a book that was sent to me by Temple Dark Books. And so I've been meaning to get to it because I want to read the books that they sent me. Also, there's a weapon here. It's like a big like pike banner thing, but it's got a spike on the end. So I'm counting that as a weapon because I feel like somebody could use that to like jab at people in medieval times. Yeah, so I'm gonna read this book. It looks definitely like pretty dark, and I feel like it is set in medieval times. I'll tell you what it's about. I'll just give you the synopsis because it's very short. So it says, in the midst of rebellion are legends wrought, and Mogue Trench knows of a tale never told. What better time to relay it than as the rope waits? The highwayman Joseph May Tyre knows of hardship at the hands of redcoats and the Republicans alike. So Ireland's political struggle has less appeal than mentoring an orphan in the ways of the underworld. Yet the world has a way of catching up to men whose hearts know only darkness. Men who hunt and kill and howl and rage. But sooner or later, they howl no more. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have no idea what it's about. I'm like kind of hoping there's werewolves in it. But I don't know if those are like the wolves they're referring to. So I don't know. That could just be like a metaphor. So I could be wrong there. But I mean, like, I wouldn't be upset if there were werewolves because werewolves are awesome. So I'm hoping to read this one and get some extra points for it. This one would also be an extra 50 points if I can complete that prompt. So yeah. The next one I'm going to do is a character prompt. And so that would be for Rue, which is to read a book by a BIPOC author. And so I'm going to choose Grown by Tiffany Jackson. I put this on one of my TBRs a while back and I never ended up getting to it. It is one of the arcs that I got from HarperCollins a long time ago, and so I would really like to actually get to this one, and that will give me 75 extra points for the readathon as well if I do that one. So yeah. Now, what I remember about the synopsis of this one is it's about a woman who is trying to get a music deal, I believe, and she is set up to do a recording session with some sort of music giant in the industry, but then gets there and finds out that that person has been murdered, and then it kind of looks like she was the person that murdered them, and so from there she has to deal with like that fallout. I think that's what it's about. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember about the synopsis of this book. But I'm gonna have to read it to find out. So yeah, I think it'll be a good one, and I'm looking forward to it. It's also a thicker one, so that'll be more pages read, which will be a higher page count and more points. So it all works out. And then the last prompt I'm going to do is Bloodbath, which is another arena prompt. And so this is to read a book with a physical altercation in it. So I'm going to read one of my NetGalley books, and that is My Heart is a Chainsaw. Now, this is a horror book, so I feel like there's going to be a physical altercation in it because it's literally a horror book. Like, people are getting murdered. So if that doesn't count as a physical altercation, then I don't know what does. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this one. I'll give you guys like the synopsis of it. So it says, Jade Daniels is an angry half-Indian outcast with an abusive father, an absent mother, and an entire town that wants nothing to do with her. She lives in her own world, a world in which protection comes from an unusual source: horror movies, especially the ones where a masked killer seeks revenge on a world that wronged them. And Jade narrates the quirky history of Prufrock as if it is one of those movies. But when blood actually starts to spill into the waters of Indian Lake, she pulls us into her dizzying encyclopedic mind of blood and mass murderers and predicts exactly how the plot will unfold. Yet even as Jade drags us into her dark fever dream, a surprising and intimate portrait emerges. A portrait of the scared and traumatized little girl beneath the Jason Voorhees mask. Angry, yes, but also a girl who easily cries, fiercely loves, and desperately wants a home. A girl whose feelings are too big for her body. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. I really haven't read too many horror books. Like, I read a lot of thriller books, but not as many horror, and so I'm excited to jump into this one and just get all amongst it. I have been rewatching all the Friday the 13th movies, and yes, they definitely get ridiculous as the series goes on. They get weirder and weirder, but Jason Voorhees is just like such an intriguing like villain of those movies. So like I'm always just curious to know what they're going to get up to next, and this one sounds like it's kind of like a similar style. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Anyways, that's it for my July TBR. Only 4 books, so I feel like I can definitely do this. And yeah, anyways, let me know what you're going to be reading in the month of July and what you're most excited to read. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.